a lot of reasons. I'm going to give you just a couple background on me because I don't have a bio. I've never written a bio because it's not about me. It's about action. My best friend was Ed Sansbury. Ed Sansbury died of a slow death of Lou Gehrig's disease. And one of my very best friend was my brother, Robin, and he died also the same year, but 6 months apart. I did manage Jim Hudson Automotive Group, which a lot of employees would own for many, many years, 10 years, and I was vice president of Dick Smith Automotive Group. Human Resources Department, very large, and decided to go into business for myself. But these two guys tried to get me in politics for 30 years. They said, Darryl, you need to get in politics because you can make some things, significant things happen. So that's how I got here. And both of those guys died with me holding their hand. And that's when I decided to run. Project Tired is something I came up with that I wanted to do the research, and I want to give a lot of credit where the credit's due. The Lexington Sheriff's Department helped me out. Highway Department helped me out. Chief Green and his staff helped me out because you won't see this stuff. The stuff I'm about to show you unless you're inside. In most cases, you won't see this stuff. And the delegation, if you don't know who the delegation is, the delegation was presented a presentation from the South Carolina Highway Department, SCDOT, excuse me, about their plans for our tax dollars in Lexington County. And when they presented that, I found it very unacceptable. And I hope that you do too. You know, Trump says, make America great again. I want to keep Lexington great. So let me go through this with you, and I hate acronyms, but I could write a speech on acronyms and you wouldn't even know what's going on if you're in government because everything has an acronym. But tired, you can use it in your district. If you're not in my district, you can use it in Gaston, you can use it in Dutch Fork, you can use it anywhere you want to use it because we're tired of citizens paying our taxes. I hope you feel that way. And if you agree with me every now and then when I'm speaking, just do this. It makes it a lot easier. This is where I got my information. Can y'all hear me without that? No. We're tired of the same old, same old. So let me speak for real quick and make sure that you know that I step on a lot of toes. And I'm going to step on a lot more toes. And I'm not going to apologize, or I'm going to call it the way I see it. And then as citizens, you can determine whether I'm doing a good enough job for you and re-elect me or not. This is what we keep hearing. Lack of money, not our problem. When we get around to it, it's political football. It's a complicated issue. I think y'all would agree with all that. These are some things you need to be aware of. I pulled some of these things out of the paper, but a lot of this stuff is things that we see internally. This is what's happening in Columbia. And I'm not going to let you make you read all this, but I'm just going to show you that this is the growth numbers where I did the research, and I can put it all together. See, the cities and the states, they don't talk to each other for whatever reason. And they don't accumulate. If they do, they don't let us know about it. So what I did, I got Chief Green to do some work, his staff, the county do some work in his staff, SCDOT do some work in his staff. I got that information and put it together. Real quick, I'm going to try to, I know time is of essence. This is the population, as you can see, 2010, 15, 20, 25, 30. So let me tell you some things you need to be aware of. That the Highway Department, SCDOT, does 10-year plans. So whatever 10-year plan they did is already obsolete when they did it in Lexington. The study I've given you is a 23-month study. There is one study on here that's 36 months, but it's a 23-month study. It's not a 2-year study. So the month of December is not even in there because those stats weren't out. So I don't even want to look at 2040. I just want to look at what we're looking at for the next 10 years. You all agree with that? That's a pretty good assessment. So there's your growth patterns. And look at St. Andrews, look at Richmond Northeast, but look at the top of the list. Lexington, high growth area, is coming here. Now let me share a couple things. If you go back and you really think about, I ran on common sense. That's about all I had. When you moved to the beach in 1930 and 1920, you knew there was water out there. You knew that you couldn't go that direction. Well, Sunset Boulevard has a name for a reason. The sun sets on Sunset Boulevard. So we already have a disadvantage there. I think we've already seen that. And then Lake Murray was developed and closed off in 1930. So we put a lake in between our county to get around our county. There are no escape routes. Central Midlands of the government, this is their estimations, and we feel like this is incorrect, because what happens as your growth goes, they say it's 21%, you'll see this in a minute. Well, 21% of the greater number gets bigger each time. You follow that? That's common sense. Look right here, this is 2010. 262,000. 2020, 318,000. This is the census. We got a new census coming out this year. We think this number is low. 2030, 386, 468, and 581. We're no longer the little brother of Columbia. And we won't be the little brother of Columbia. Census by population change. Can y'all see that? Can you see those numbers? In essence of time, I won't read them for you, but you study this information. Look at the growth pattern. So if it grows 21%, the greater number gets bigger and bigger and bigger. We can't handle the traffic now. Anybody says we're handling traffic okay? Okay. I was almost late here from the high school because of traffic. And I left. I gave you 20 minutes to get here. That's coming. Population estimates, residential permits. And guys, this is not correct. It is not. I was at the city meeting last night. And they just announced another subdivision in my district. Somebody just bought another 100 acres. Now what we've done, single family density, I'm just going to go through this 2010 through 2016 projected. Here we go. This is something you need to really look at. And as I push the button, it's going to grow. Y'all know where this is at, right? It's Highway 378. And this is where it's headed. Still watching? Existing land use, you'll see that. I'm going to go back one. Guys, I'll get to it in a second, and I once again believe if you'll stay for the whole presentation, I'm going to ask you for an action item. We've had the same exits off I-20 forever. The state looks at us, and they would deny it, and I step on toes when I say it. They look at malfunction junction as our problem. And when they give you numbers they're spending in Lexington County, they're giving you numbers that includes malfunction junction. We did not create that problem. We did not engineer that problem. That's a state problem. And Greenville should pay for it. And Charleston should pay for it. And Augusta should pay for it. And Aiken should pay for it. And everybody has to go through that system, has to pay for it. Not make Lexington County be bullied into saying we're getting that money. Once again, these are my opinion. This is not the opinion of the Lexington County Council. Scott. Oh, I'm being slapped on the hand. We still have 10,000 acres of undeveloped land in this area. Now, guys, the studies I've done is really not in my district. These are pipeline subdivisions that are coming. Already approved, already done, on the way. including another one last night. It makes me sick on my stomach. So what can we do? What can we do as, you know, I want to say a couple of jokes in lack of time, that I didn't watch the football game last night. I did what every 62-year-old man did. I watched the first half and then recorded it. This morning to find out what the score was. But on Facebook, they did an interview before I get the last part of this presentation. Dabo Sweeney, and who would not want to play for Dabo Sweeney? Man, what a great guy. He gives all the credit to God. He's the same guy every day. He's consistent. You'd have no doubt who he is. And he said, and I wrote it down, when you get a group of great people to believe in something, great things happen. And we've got the strongest people in Lexington County in this room right now. Politicians hate pressure from citizens, especially when the citizens are correct. Now, what have I tried to do to help you guys? With the help of the council and the help of the delegation, and constantly, I think, aggravating the fool out of a bunch of people, it works. They've been talking to bypass around Lexington forever, trying to get some money, at least some money, to redo Old Cherokee Road. Something to help us. And if you've driven down Old Cherokee Road, it's falling apart. It is falling apart. They did send somebody to patch the holes New Year's Day, and I rode by there, and my blood pressure turned up, which I don't have blood pressure problems. I turned back around, and I was going to give my 2 cents worth of these people. Then I realized, I said, they're doing the work on New Year's Eve, so I'm going to take a different approach, and I'm going to walk up and thank them. And I did. I got my business card out, a very nice guy, a very young lady, and they're digging that loose stuff and just chunking it in the hole. And they're not packing it down or pressing it. And I'm going to say a cuss word, and y'all have to apologize. I'm going to tell you exactly what he said. I said, I appreciate y'all working on Christmas Eve. Our road is falling apart. Would you please tell somebody up there who's not listening, our road is falling apart. We're paying tons of taxes. We would love some help out here. I said, what you're doing is we're patching holes. And by the way, this shit doesn't stick. Here's the guy putting it down. But we keep doing the same thing, and that's a fact. We finally got funding. This is Old Cherokee Road. At the end of Old Cherokee Road, down at the very end, where, what's the name of that doggone road, Odie? St. Peter's Church. They will be putting it in a very large roundabout. Where there's a death trap there, where, you know, and this study, by the way, guys, is as much about safety as anything else. We have partially funded the intersection. This is through the COG, and that right? Yes, through this intersection here where the car wash is at. Y'all know where the car wash is at. So they said we couldn't get any money for 25 years, and we started talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and making it a focal point, and guess what? It's amazing how that works. It's $11 billion issue. Now here's what should get you. I want to make sure everybody sees this. Can you read that? That's the big goose egg. Right here in South Carolina. Where is the deadliest road by far in South Carolina? Anybody know? I-20, a 3-mile stretch. This is the research that I helped on the phone. 35-month time span. It's the only one that's not on 2 years. And we've had 18, we've had 3 more, is that right? Anybody, I think it's 3 more. Yes. They use Highway 1 and 378 as diversion. How many times you seen that? What happens to your business when you can't get in it? I know for a fact this is a study area that I'm getting ready to show you now. What I had studied is I-20 down 378 to Lexington. I-20, Watman Road area to Lexington. Y'all follow me? Everything, that little square, I call it the collision triangle. So there you go. 2017, there's 180 collisions between Watman Road and I-20. Between that little spot. The city of West Columbia, Jersey began Watman Road back in 26 and 378, 191 collisions between I-20 and the town of Lexington. 2018, you can see the numbers. Oh well, DOT does intersection improvements and those type things, guys, based on fatalities. Well, there's a problem with that fallacy. And what's the problem? It's kind of hard having a fatality when you're doing 5 miles an hour, bumper to bumper, and you bump somebody. You follow me? And I just mentioned that to one of the higher ups at SCDOT, and they just fell out laughing and said, well, I've never had it put that way. I said, it's kind of hard to kill somebody under your own policy when you're doing 5 miles an hour. Look at that. Addition to. Cost us money. Not besides the safety issue and the people getting killed and your business is suffering and you can't get your kids from school and you can't get your kids from kindergarten, and 18 businesses on 378 that have gone out of business in the last 24 months because they can't survive, because people can't get to them, and they're people just like you and me that put their life savings in their business and can't make it because they can't get to it. The school board is here. The facts are it passed. The facts are the facts. People chase schools. Would you agree with that? Can I see some? Okay. They're going to the West End. We have no additional exits. The schools are going out here, and more people are going to come. Promise you, they're going to come. What is Project Tiger? This is what I came up with. You can add what you want to add to. T is for turning lanes, extended turning lanes off exits and major subdivisions. Think about going down 378. Think about going down Old Chapin Road. Think about going down anywhere that you live if there was a turning lane. Think about I-20. If you got off on I-20, right now on I-20 on exit 61, it backs up for 2 miles in the afternoon, and that causes a lot of the accidents because they're not extended turning lanes. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure that one out. Infrastructure, quit kicking the can. We've got to come up with impact fees. We've got to. That's not a tax, guys. Impact fees is not a tax. The people that come in here, the Department of Commerce will tell you, and I am anti-tax. The Department of Commerce will tell you that every home that's built costs us citizens $600 plus. Cost us. Fire service, EMS, ambulance, blah, 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 blah. Roads. Old Cherokee Road, Long Pond has been used as a default bypass. Make it 3 lanes with a turning lane in the middle all the way out to interstate. It's been talked about, guys, since 1978. And if you don't live on that area, it is dangerous. It is dangerous. And that's where all the kids are at. You guys, you can't even ride a bicycle. Hope Ferry Road, Cox Ferry Road to service the west of Lexington, or whatever. We've got to have more exits. Was anybody disagree with that? Is that not common sense? We keep pouring all these people out here, and it's the same exits we've been using for 20 years. Lastly, I pushed this idea, as Odie knows. I've been pushing it for 2 years, and it's gone nowhere. Suedo was here just, what, a month ago? He wants to do it. Did y'all realize that I happen to be a car dealer, and I'm in the DMV all the time? And that little DMV here serves as many people as the one in Valentine. Do you realize how many people that is? That's 200,000 people that come to our DMV right there that don't need to be here. We have a traffic issue. Let's take it out by the interstate where they're putting 6 lanes. And why don't we put the tax office in the DMV? Is that too much common sense? That's just like a no-brainer. But to get people to act on it, the discipline, I love what I do. I love serving you guys. I hope you see that in me. The disappointment is the dragging of the feet and the egos you got to deal with. It makes you want to throw up. Tangent. Don't get me on a tangent. This is what I ask you to do. Please join Project Tired. Here we go. What have I done to help? We have just passed a larger buffer zone by the help of our county councilman. That buffer zones, for a lot of reasons, to save trees, that keep building right on the road. Also, is a vision. Is visioning down 10 or 15 years from now when you need that space. We have that space. More green space, we're doing that. In the process of, this is big. For all the builders in the room and everybody, developers in the room, they don't like me. They do not like me, and that's okay. I don't care. The zoning has been, and this has not been rewritten since 1986 in Lexington, South Carolina. 1986. Does anybody know how many houses you can put on an acre in Lexington? Does anybody have an idea? 4. Do you realize you can put 12 houses per acre in Lexington County? 12. My daughter loves her house. I think she can share coffee with her neighbor out the way. And it's true. What about a fire? What about a fire? What if that place catches on fire? And the neighbor's house is going to catch on fire. We have minimum driveways. So you go in these houses, we know that 3.5 cars per household in Lexington. We know that for a fact. But we also know that it's more like 4. And we have 3 kids, 2.5, 3 kids. So you build a house on 2/10 of an acre with a 10-foot driveway. You park. Oh, by the way, let me ask this question. Who has a 2-car garage? Raise your hand. How many park 2 cars in their garage? About a third of you. The rest of them is stuff. So we're putting a garage there. And they park on the street, and the EMS can't get down there. And the fire truck can't get down there. I'm asking to rezone, hopefully this year, it's taking 2 years, we will rezone our district from 4 house from 12 to 4. With God's help. I'm finished with the presentation. What's so cool about it? I'm a car dealer and a politician, and I only have one person leave. I thoroughly enjoyed representing you guys, and these are some issues that, as business owners in this room, that we, as a team, can do something about. If you're a letter writer, or email sender, I'm going to ask you to blow your senators, your legislators up. Sorry, Paula.
I don't mind. I'm telling them that they have to go to the county too.
Good. Good. And let me tell you something. We've got some champions, some new appointments. Paula is a champion of this. She loves this. She loves our county as much or more than I do. And Chris is the right guy for the job. And quite frankly, the West Columbia Micah is the right guy for the job. It takes some new people, some new ideas. You can be a little white-headed too. But we need you guys. If we're going to keep Lexington great, we got to make these changes. And Odie, I appreciate the invitation, and I appreciate you staying and listening to me. Thank you.